All right, 9:45. It is the world's, and we don't mean this disrespectfully, it's the world's most common job. And the role really never ends, right?
Never.
Never, ever. For some, being a great parent can feel overwhelming despite working at it nonstop.
Our guest today says the real problem, though, is that there's no real job description for this, right? Julie Morgenstern is using her 30 years of experience as a time management and organization expert to tackle the task of good parenting. Good morning, Julie. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here.
In your career, you say you heard one question more than any others, which you call the Holy Grail. What exactly does that mean?
Well, parents are always torn between how am I there for my kids and not lose myself? Do I spend time with my spouse or get back on the computer and do work? And in order to know how to divide your time, you have to know how much time and attention do kids need to feel loved and secure. And I actually spent 8 years researching that question of what do the child development specialists and say about that.
And the answer is 1.2 hours a day.
No, the answer is actually surprising and incredibly liberating. Kids thrive on short bursts of undivided attention delivered consistently. And short bursts is like 5 to 15 or 20 minutes at a time, not big blocks of time delivered occasionally. And
I think that's kind of true for all people.
Exactly.
Right?
That's also how I like to eat.
Short bursts, exactly. It's all about the short bursts. Really, it's true. And once you get that, because kids have short attention spans, and many experts say calculate about a minute for each age of life. Think about that.
So 14 minutes for my daughter, 14 minutes.
Right, of one-on-one, very undivided attention.
Lynette feels the same way about this show. Like, she handles it. This is very interesting. Why?
He's like my mustard. You only need a little bit.
Yes.
So a little bit goes a long way.
We need short bursts of you.
Frenches, or I'm probably like deeply seated. Why do we need a job description? No, question 5. Forgive me. You created a roadmap. We need a roadmap for parents with the 8 key areas. Will you explain?
Yeah, so the best way to think about your job as a parent is first break it into 2 parts, raising a human and being a human, because we are still humans in the prime of our adult years, right? And then each of those have 4 components, each one, and each of them spell an acronym. So doing your part for another human, and I'll explain that, and then fueling yourself to be a happy, healthy human.
Okay, so you've got self there. We're looking at the sleep, exercise, love, fun. Explain that to me.
Okay. So in order to be able to do your part for a kid and raise them and to have the energy and perspective and calm and intelligence, you need to divide your time between sleep, right?
Hallelujah.
And driving them to and from activities.
That's on the raising. This is for you.
Okay.
So that you can't raise a kid if you're on
exhausted.
Empty. Right. You can't do it even though we try to do it and we think it's noble. It is not. Sleep, exercise, which is a different function than sleep, right? Time on love, adult relationships do need to be cultivated even as you're raising your kids, because if that falls apart, it steals time and attention.
You got to have nose-to-nose time with your kid and your spouse.
Exactly, and then fun.
He's talking about, I always said that we would lay down on the bed, Olivia and I, and we would talk pillow to pillow, nose to nose, and that's how we would talk about our day. But it's exactly what you're talking about, that focus. And so we would want nose to nose time. But like he said, also with your spouse, you need that.
That's
nose
exactly right. And it's easy for marriages get neglected when you have kids. But it actually, and you just have to learn short bursts of attention for that as well.
Lastly,
I think that's so important.
I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood just like you.
Really?
You found inspiration.
And I left my cardigan at home.
I know.
Oh my God.
You were inspired by Mr. Rogers?
When we watch that clip, though, it just takes you someplace, doesn't it?
It does, and it's because he's really transitioning from the outside world into the kids' world. When you spend those short bursts of time, you need to make that mental transition. It actually helps before you cross the threshold.
See, he had happy trolley, just like we had happy trolley
yesterday. We have the trolley of happiness.
Yeah,
we do.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
I like everything you said.
Doable.
I like you.
I like what you said. What you said about being a parent.
Yeah.
You're parenting your kids and also taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Like, it's a two-way street.
And do it in short bursts for your kid and short bursts for
fertilize the garden.
Otherwise, will transform everybody.
Thank you so much.
Morgenstern.com. Spell it, okay? M-O-R-G-E-N-S-T-E-R-N. Okay, available wherever books are sold. We'll be right back. Thank you.